Hi, class. Welcome to week 8. I hope all is well. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. Now, before we get into our lesson, I want to remind you guys to please change your password. There have been a lot of emails going out asking students to change your password. So please change your password. And I want to give a quick reminder of the evaluation. I don't know if you guys have completed it or not, but if you haven't, please make sure you complete it. And also, I have scheduled conferences, student conferences. I want to thank you guys for attending last week, and we will continue to have student conferences this week and the following week. So if you have not received your email, please note that you will be receiving one shortly. And please try to keep your appointment because it's really hard to schedule everyone. And if you're not able to keep your appointment, at least let me know. That way I can try to move someone up or what have you to fill in that space. So we are in week 8. So let's just go ahead and get started on week 8, reading instructions. And that's on in your Diane Hacker book. So we are continuing week 8 on researching. We're going to read Thinking Like a Researcher, Managing Information, Taking Notes Responsibly, Evaluating Sources. So that is researching R1, R2, and R3. So R1, R2, and R3 in your Diane Hacker book. That's what you're going to read this week. Okay, and here are the corresponding videos for those lectures on researching 1, 2, 3, and 4. The videos are broken up into 4 different parts. So these are the videos that are narrated. And if you would like to just look at the PowerPoints without the narrated videos, these are the corresponding PowerPoints, researching part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, you're going to write a reflective essay on the Miller-Larsen passing and quicksand. It's a 2-page essay, so you can write 1 page on quicksand and 1 page on passing. And it's going to be a reflective essay, so I give you a little information on reflective writing and what I want you to do. So basically, it's not plot summary where you tell me this happened and then this happened and that happened. So you want to provide a brief summary of what you want to write about. So you want to narrate your experience on the topic, which you are reflecting. So you want to find something that you can relate with in both of the different writings, passing and quicksand. If you can relate with it, pick out something that struck you oddly that you would like to talk about. Some kind of way, provide a reflection on the information that was read. So you want to compare your experience with your prior knowledge, introduce any ideas that you had encountered, point out why you feel the concept pertains to the experience. So it says, for instance, if you are reflecting on a lesson plan you had taught, you could discuss articles that you have read on writing and teaching lesson plans. Well, that's a little broad. That's for teachers to be who might want to do that. You might want to reflect on some type of racism that you felt, since these books are dealing with race and dealing with color, or something that you read, something that's happened current, because this book is kind of reflecting some of the things that are going on with our current time. So try to compare, try to find like a small passage that you can compare with a real life experience and try to reflect on that. And if you can't reflect on anything like that, it was a lot of things to do with relationships, trust, just all kinds of things that were going through both of the novels. There's all kinds of themes. So just reflect on one of those themes and see if you can relate it to something personal. So then you want to of course, analyze, and you want to edit the reflection and look for the thesis in your paper. Make sure you have a thesis. So you don't want to just rattle on right from like an outline, to try to outline your thoughts at first so you're not just going off track and you stand on track, because before you know it, one page will be over with. That's why I tell you, don't try to write on the whole book because it's not enough space. Just pick one aspect of it that touch you in a certain way and explain why. And the same thing, you do the same thing for quicksand as you would do for passing. It's only a 2-page assignment. So it's telling you right here, do not exceed the assignments, and this reflection outline you do not need for the assignment. So it's just there in case you want it, or you want to be able to write it a separate assignment that you can refer to when you're writing your 2-page reflection essay. So it's to keep your thoughts on track. If you have any questions, by all means, email me. I am available. I will explain it in more detail if you're not understanding what's needed from you. So don't hesitate to email me. I will respond. Okay, your sense impression this week is this diamond, this weird black and white shape that makes people's eyes go crazy. So just review the same thing as always. It's a sense impression. So what do you see? Is there a relationship when viewing the images? What might you think, hear, smell, taste, what have you? And then write your 1-page double space page that describes this actual diamond that's pulsating in front of us. Okay, so that's the sense impression. And now you will continue your questions for passing. You did the questions for quicksand, and these are the questions for passing. And you can do it the same way that you did your questions for quicksand, by highlighting them and cutting and pasting them and putting them onto a Word document if you want to do that, or you can just submit a document with your answers or type your answers into the text window. Either way is acceptable as long as I can view them inside of SpeedGrader. I'm fine. And this is where you're going to turn in your essay. This is where you're going to actually submit your essay. And it gives the instructions all over again. It's just the same thing as what you have already read. But just remember that it is 2 pages, just 2 pages. It doesn't have to be 8 or 9 pages. It's just 2 pages. Do 1 page on passing and 1 page on quicksand. That will be great. Okay, your current event is on the late John Lewis. So I put a little information on here so you guys could reflect on it. So just go ahead and review the videos and learn a little bit about Mr. Lewis. If you did not know much about him, maybe you will be able to learn a little bit about him for this exercise. I thought this was really, really fabulous right here, this exercise right here, because it's actually a drawing. Let me see if I can show it to you really quick.
Today we're covering the person known as the most courageous figure in the entire civil rights movement. So let's just jump right on into it. Born outside of Troy, Alabama on February 21st, 1940, this figure was born in an era of racial segregation.
Okay,
this figure was born into humble beginnings.
Let me
Their parents farmed
later
to extend his flight into the seats of Congress.
Out to be. It is so fabulous.
This figure would travel to Selma to commemorate its anniversary every year.
Take a little time to watch it and see how she develops this portrait as she tells his history. I thought it was remarkable and worth sharing. Drawing history is what the textbooks left out. So go ahead and watch that and just see what you can pick up on and share in the discussions, your concerns. And always be aware it's okay for you guys to share your opinions. I encourage that, but be courteous to others and make sure that you're not disrespecting anyone. Always be polite in your responses. Rethink it before you send it. You may not agree, but just don't get all hot around the collars and respond in a manner that's offensive. So always remember your manners when responding in the discussions. Now, we have a couple more weeks before our next assignment is going to be due, our next major assignment. That is your synthesis essay. I will discuss it in more detail when time comes, because this week right here, we're doing our reflection. And then next week, we're going to work on the thesis and the outline for your research-based argument essay, which is going to be the same thesis and outline for your synthesis essay. So at this time, I will tell you a little bit more about your synthesis essay. Here's an introduction to your synthesis essay. Because your synthesis essay is not due until the 16th of October. So then the week before that, I will be telling you more about the synthesis essay. So basically, you're going to find 2 peer-reviewed articles. And when I say peer-reviewed, I mean nice peer-reviewed articles, chunky, that you can get a lot of information out of, not little newspaper articles, magazine articles, these little secondary articles. I want you to get a primary peer-reviewed article that you are getting from the Fresno City Library per se. It's a good place to get this information, and I will go over that in a little more detail next week in case some students are having difficulties with finding it, but your focus for this week is to write your reflective essay. So we want to get that done and turned in by the 2nd. A lot of you guys have been missing assignments. I have a no late assignment policy, but I have been a little lenient on that policy due to all of the things that are going on in our world today. We have a lot of fires that are going on, this COVID-19, students are home, parents are teaching students. It's just a lot of issues that are going on that may cause some students not to be able to submit their assignments timely. So I have allowed for late assignment submissions. I don't want to make a habit out of this, but let's try to get you caught up. At least we are in our 8th week, and if you're so far behind, we in 8 weeks and you have 7 assignments that are missing. That's a lot of assignments. So work on getting these missing assignments done and work on staying on track and trying to finish this class. Remember your purpose. Reconsider your purpose. You signed up for college for some sort of reason. Remember what that reason is and reflect on that and try to make your vision come true for the reason that you signed up for this class. So get to work. Don't hesitate to contact me if you need to contact me, but I need to see a lot of these goose eggs filled in with numbers for students who are missing a lot of assignments, especially if you anticipate passing this class. So with that being said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm done with all of that, and just let you guys know that I'm here. If you need to contact me, feel free to contact me. Just drop me an email and I will respond. In the meantime, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.